This is Saturday Bet Prep with Matt Youmans on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Okay, welcome back to this segment of Saturday Bet Prep presented by Zen Nicotine Pouches, a surprisingly simple way to enjoy nicotine. Look, most nicotine products are either too complicated to use or don't provide the satisfaction you're seeking. Zen Nicotine Pouches might surprise you. Zen is made with 6 simple ingredients, and it's completely tobacco leaf-free. Plus, it offers up to 1 hour of nicotine satisfaction per pouch. Buy Zen online today or find a store near you at Zen.com. That's ZYN.com today. And warning, this product contains nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. All right, back here at the Circa Sportsbook in the VSiN studio. It's a football Friday night, which means it's the Circa Friday Football Invitational. We head into Week 11, and we're going to cut the third contestant this week. The cut started after Week 9, Mike North. After Week 10, Steve Fezzik, 2-time Westgate Super Contest champion. And here we go into Week 11 with 4 guys on the fence, let's put it that way, on the bubble. Brian Edwards at 23-27. Dan Saley at 22-26-2. Aaron Renning at 22-27-1, and Cris Zeniuk at 22-27-1. You and Aaron Renning right there, you have 22.5 points, not 12.5, as it says on the graphic. 22.5 points as we go into Week 11. And I thought you might have a big week in Week 10. You won your late Saturday game on Hawaii. We got the cover. I was on that too. We got the cover in the islands. A lot of drama in the last 5 minutes of that game. But got there with a winner. You had 4 NFL plays on Sunday, and went 0 for 4.
Yeah, that's the first time in 8 years I can remember being as confident as I was and offering. You know, I had the negative. You know, I had the San Francisco. They were on the goal line. I had Buffalo. I had Dallas. So some tough pills to swallow, but that's variance, and you got to live with it.
You're a professional sports bettor, and you've done this for a long time. How long?
Oh, I think since around 2008, 2009. But it never gets any easier dealing with a week like I had last week.
Oh, no. No matter how long you've done it, a bad week bothers you. There's no doubt about it. Follow him on Twitter. He's Las Vegas Cris, at Las Vegas Cris, C-R-I-S. Okay. Right before the show, Al Scally had dropped off 6 or 7 Brooklyn's best pizzas. You and I have knocked out this, with a little help from Wes Reynolds and a couple others, a sausage and pepperoni. What do you think?
Good pizza.
It's a sponsor of the Best Bet segment of this show every Friday night. Have you been to Dom DeMarco's, Al Scalliot's other place out on West Charleston near the Red Rock?
I've been there once, and it was okay. It's okay.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong guy because I'm the pickiest guy in the world on pizza.
Jeez.
I mean, it has to be exactly the way I want it. So.
I'd say you're not that way just with pizza.
No.
With other things too, right?
Just say what you mean.
Let's get to the handicapping of the NFL, and I wonder if you feel like you're at a disadvantage in this contest because you're not really a college football guy. We've also got guys in this contest who are pretty much college football specific, like Paul Stone and Dan Saley. They don't handicap much at all in the NFL. They've used very few NFL plays. You've only thrown in a few college plays in the first 10 weeks of this contest. You've been, I'd say about 85, 90% NFL. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, I did have 1 to 3 NCAAs early on, and I wasn't faring well with those. So I said, I'm going to just go back to the NFL. And, I am at a big disadvantage because it's a more efficient market. And, if I'm facing some guy that's doing 5 NCAA totals, we're not on an even playing field, but that's okay.
How are you doing in the Circa Million, the Westgate Super Contest?
Oh, I think people are laughing when they look at my results in the office every week. And I'm just miserable. It's just an unmitigated disaster.
Is it?
Yeah, but, that's okay. It's better than, just missing. I mean, you have to have a lot of good fortune and a lot of luck. So you can't do it every year. And I'm doing the best I can. I'm profitable betting, and that's what's more important.
All right. No doubt about it. I know you bet a lot of different things. You like to bet the UFC, too.
Yeah, boy, is that a grind.
What do you bet aside from football and UFC? Have you been firing on college hoops, the NBA?
I am not doing college hoops yet. Maybe once conference play starts. I'm doing the NHL and the NBA, and I did baseball. I do the NCAA myself. I do the NFL myself, but I hire people to work with me on the other sports that I don't do well on, and I've been having great results. I think the worst thing that you can do is think that you can do it all.
Right.
There's nobody that does it all. And you need to specialize in whatever you don't specialize in. Maybe you can horse trade with somebody else on their sport that they do well, or you can hire people to help you.
That's actually a great point. We're going to have a pro tip about that in the next segment. All right, let's get to some of the handicapping here. I want to talk about at least 2 or 3 year plays here. And we're going to start with the Jets and Patriots. Now, you got a good number on this as a professional bettor. You jumped on this early on Sunday night. For contest purposes, if you like the Jets, and I like the Jets, you like the Jets, we're getting 3.5. What'd you get Sunday night when you played this? Was it 4 or 4.5?
4.5. I got on Sunday night.
What do you like about the Jets in this spot against the Pats off a bye?
Well, the Jets are off the bye also. I like the fact that they lost in such a fashion that they did just a few weeks ago against this team. The Jets were in control. They had the pick six. They were ready to put this game away in the first half. And their rookie roughed the quarterback, and at least that was a decent call. It was unquestionably roughing the passer, but they went downhill from there. And on my YouTube channel, we had an interview with one of the Jets players, and just a lot of optimism, a lot of, they understand that they're young. They're hearing the criticism that they should be faring better, and the spirit in the clubhouse is clearly there. I'm looking at what trends are, and New England is in their softest spot of their schedule right now. We knew they were going to go on a run. They started off horribly. We knew that this was a soft spot, yet they're losing. They've lost 1.5 point value over the last 5 weeks somehow. On my metrics, they should have been, elevating themselves. Meanwhile, the Jets have gained 1.5. The Jets have gained, 1.5. Actually, the Patriots are down 3 points over the last 5 weeks. The Jets are up 1.2 points. They're trending better. I actually have the Jets rated higher overall. I think plus 3.5 is a gift. I mean, they're a young team. I don't think they're going to make the same mistakes. I think they're coming out of the bye. They may have some designated runs for Zach Wilson because New England is horrible against mobile quarterbacks. I think they need to put him in play a little bit, get him on his feet.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. And also in the first meeting, I played the Patriots in that one. I felt fortunate to get the win.
Yeah.
Like you said, the Jets outgained the Pats 387 to 288 in that game. If you look at some of the recent Patriots offensive performances, really poor, Chris. And I think that with Matt Patricia calling the plays, the offensive schemes have kind of been out of sync as well. They don't have a very good offensive plan, and I think it's making Mac Jones look worse. They're not doing him any favors talking about the second-year quarterback. I like the Jets here, too. I'm a little bit surprised this number's above 3. There are 2 teams in the NFL that are undefeated on the road, the Jets and the Eagles. That's it, both 4-0. And the Eagles on the road in Indianapolis this week. All right, so the Jets, one of your plays, not your best bet, but let's go to another one that Derek Stevens likes. He was talking about this before he left in the previous segment. Lions plus 3 at the Giants. Dan Campbell just got his first road win with the Lions last week in Chicago, trying to make it back-to-back here, and I thought this number might go to 3.5 at some point this week. No, never really did. Kind of read that wrong. So Lions plus 3 at the Giants. You like the dog?
Yeah, I bet 3.5. It was 3.5 earlier. Actually, some people got a 4. I have these teams basically dead even. And when you really look at what the Giants have been doing this season, between them and the Vikings, those 2 teams by far have been the most fortunate with just luck. I mean, just things that go their way. I mean, if you examine the luck that these 2 teams have had, it's just amazing. I mean, Houston was in the red zone 6 times last week and scored once. The Lions are going to score more than once if they get in the red zone 6 times, and their offense is a hell of a lot better than Houston's.
Yeah.
I have these teams ranked metrically identically, and to be getting points, Lions have the second longest winning streak in the NFC right now. They've won 2 games in a row. They're on, they're pulling it together. They're getting confident. They're getting healthy. Ragnow, the center's going to be back. The running back's in. Brown's in. They're healthier, and it's a good spot. They should be able to compete with this team.
And the Lions have to have a little bit more confidence now because they finally found a way to close out a game on the road for the first time in 2 years under Dan Campbell. They beat the Bears in Chicago. First 2 plays in the contest from Cris Zeniuk. Jets plus 3.5. Lions plus 3. We're going to be back for more here in a couple minutes. We got a pro tip, and we're going to eat some more pizza during the break. Brooklyn's best. Thanks to Al Scalia for serving it up again this week. But 3 more plays from Cris Zeniuk coming. Stay tuned here on the Circa Friday Football Invitational.
This is Saturday Bet Prep with Matt Youmans on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Kick off the World Cup with BetRivers Online Sportsbook with the latest lines, odds, and boosts. BetRivers is your go-to for any soccer-related content. Check out BetRivers' special World Cup promotions like the World Cup Futures, Insurance Bet, and the World Cup Daily Bet and Gets. BetRivers Sportsbook calling all soccer fans to head to BetRivers.com or download the BetRivers app to get in on all the match day action. It's a whole new game of BetRivers Sportsbook, BetRivers.com. Back with Cris Zeniuk, professional sports bettor, Las Vegas Cris on Twitter. And Cris, are you going to be involved in the World Cup? Are you a soccer guy at all?
I am a soccer guy. I used to live in Brazil, so Brazil's my team. And I think I mentioned you before. I passed up 7-1 because I thought it was ridiculously low, and now you can't find 4-1. So I think either Argentina or Brazil comes away with it. I think both of those teams are the talent in the tournament.
Brazil or Argentina? Is there a sleeper out there anywhere?
Oh, not that I know of.
No,
I don't. Spain doesn't. I don't think France and Spain or England are going to sniff anything.
Okay. Well, the World Cup's going to be a big event. I'll even watch some of it in Qatar, but probably not going to be heavily involved betting. Sounds like you might be. I want to get to this pro tip because you talked about it a little bit in the previous segment, and I thought you would be perfect to discuss this with. A lot of sharp bettors. A lot of guys who do this for a living. So to bet like a pro tip here is, don't do this alone. Professional bettors rarely work alone. Form a small network of trusted handicappers and share information. And is that what you do?
I try to do that. I can tell you I have a lot of people that reach out to me on Twitter and other mediums, and they're frustrated because they understand this point and they try to network and they find it hard. Mm-hmm. And, I was fortunate enough to be able to meet the right people that helped me along the way, and I developed relationships. But you can't build these relationships overnight. It takes time. I mean, some of the people that I speak with, I knew for 5-6 years before we really broke any bread where we ever did anything together. So there's people I've known for 10 years that I don't do anything with, but I suppose if I was really needy, I could reach out and develop some sort of a working arrangement. So what you do is you just put yourself out there. You meet as many people as you can. Don't be impatient. Don't press yourself on other people, and just try to absorb what you can and be a sponge. And over time, things should pan out for you. But you have to work with other people. Mm-hmm. You just have to. It's a sharing of information. It's a sharing of strategies. It's invaluable. You can't do it all yourself.
Well, you can't be an expert on every sport either. And that's, I specialize in a lot of things, would be college football, NFL, college basketball, golf, baseball. But I don't handicap soccer. I don't handicap hockey on a daily basis. I don't really even do much with the NBA anymore. You said you do the NBA. Do you have guys you talk to in specific sports? Do you have like an NBA guy who you might talk to occasionally, or a college football guy or things like that?
Yeah, I'm hiring people to work with me on various sports that I can't do myself. And for baseball, it worked out, excellent. And for NHL and NBA this year, it's been very good. And, some real go-getters that are just doing that. And what I have to contribute is my years of reading markets and situations that they're not quite as familiar with, because there's a lot of different nuanced things that happen in the markets every day that your sonar just goes off and something smells fishy. If you haven't been around for a while, you're not going to pick up on that stuff.
That's a pro tip for tonight. Professional bettors rarely work alone. Form a network of trusted handicappers that share information. All right, let's get back to the picks that you're going to play here in the Circa Friday Football Invitational. The first two we've talked about tonight: Jets plus 3.5, Lions plus 3.5. And 3 is kind of the wild number for you this week. You're also playing the Bears. You got a lot of small favorites on your card. You're playing the Bears.
Dogs, yeah.
Small dogs, sorry. Small dogs. Bears plus 3 at Atlanta. What do you like about the Bears off that home loss to the Lions a week ago?
Yeah, I would think it's an advantage to be playing on this surface in the nice weather for Fields. I don't know how they're going to contain him. We've all seen it's been 30-plus points 3 games in a row. They may not be getting the wins, but it's electric. And, there's optimism in Chicago. These guys are happy. They're balling it out,
yeah.
and that's what you want. And kind of the balloon is deflating a little bit with Atlanta after their strong start. Over the last 5 weeks, Atlanta's kind of, they're not doing as well. They've lost 1.37 points of value, whereas the Bears are going up. They're trending up 2.2. And I have these teams, again, dead even, and I'm taking the team that's getting points. And I'll take that any time.
The Bears are the first team in NFL history to score at least 29 points in 3 consecutive games and lose all 3. But the Bears are also the number 1 rushing team in the NFL right now. It's really interesting to see how Justin Fields and this offense have developed over the past, I want to say 5 or 6 weeks. The Bears right now, 201.7 yards per game on the ground. That's more than 30 yards better than the Baltimore Ravens, the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL. But the Bears just can't find ways to close out games. You're playing the Bears plus 3, and the Atlanta Falcons have regressed after that hot start.
A little bit. They're okay, but they're not going anywhere.
Oh, they're not terrible, no doubt about it. But the Falcons were the hottest spread team in the NFL before they hit this slide. Raiders plus 3 at Broncos. And this number was bouncing around 2.5 to 3 this week. You're taking the full 3 here at Circa Sports.
Oh, I did throw the Raiders in there at the last minute, didn't I?
Yeah, you got 4 small dogs: Jets, Lions, Bears, Raiders.
Again, I've got the Raiders 0.17 better. I've got Denver 0.02 better. I've got the team getting points again in a divisional rivalry. And what I really like about this is Denver's missing their 2 top receivers.
Mm-hmm. Jerry Jeudy's out this week.
They have the 3rd worst offense in the NFL. And when you have a team like the Raiders getting ridiculed and made fun of, these guys are professionals. They're going to come to play. If they don't come to play, there's something really wacky going on. And I fully expect them to be competitive in this game. They are the ones with the offense. And I just don't see how the Raiders don't come out strongly with pride and take advantage of a week in Denver. I mean, you're facing a senile quarterback that's calling imaginary audibles at the line. Nobody knows what he's talking about.
What's wrong with fat Russ Wilson?
I don't know.
Aside from being overweight and slow, it seems people are saying he's losing his mind. He's calling audibles on the field that he used with the Seahawks that the Broncos have no idea what he's talking about.
No.
It's bizarre.
I'll take the other side.
There was a lot of sharp money on the Broncos a week ago at Tennessee. I know a couple friends of mine who were crazy about the Broncos a week ago. I couldn't really figure out why. I was like, okay, that's not really the team I want to invest a lot of money in right now. And then Russell Wilson throws the game-clinching pick, and the Titans escape 17-10. The Titans are the team that find a way.
I ridiculed the Titans. They never once made it in my top 10 the entire year last year. They got the number 1 seed. Now that everybody hopped off the bus, I've been betting the Tennessee every week. They're the real deal this year. Trust me. You want to be on the Tennessee bandwagon.
You bet Tennessee Thursday night against the Packers, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We got one more play to get to, and this is going to be your best bet this week. And tell me if you like this better than the other four, or you just had trouble deciding what your best bet's going to be. Your best bet record in this contest, by the way, 3-7.
Nice.
You played the Bills minus 7.5 as your best bet.
I like them. They've got a good surface to play on. I think it's a huge disadvantage that they moved this game to Detroit. This was going to be a situation where the running game was going to have to be the primary way that the Bills were going to gain yards because passing wasn't going to work in Buffalo. And now they've got the perfect climate. And they're going to actually have the home field advantage with the Lions because the Lions have the more difficult travel schedule coming in from the Giants. But you know what? It wasn't necessarily my best bet. I just felt like it was between them and the Bengals. And I just felt like they were going to be more explosive. I'm not a believer in this Cleveland. There's something wrong with them, even though they did show up against Cincinnati their last time out. I think the Bills coming off this rough loss, they're in third place. They're going to come to play, and that's what I'm counting on.
You told me during the break you think the big favorites in the NFL this week are pretty stable. You don't think they're going to flop. You're talking about the Eagles, the Bills, and the 49ers on Monday night, right?
I don't think they're going to stumble. And I'll tell you another thing I don't like Pittsburgh at all. I think everybody that's on Pittsburgh is going to be a bad day for them.
All right, that's Cris Zeniuk. Follow him on Twitter at Las Vegas Cris, Cris. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always great to see you. Yeah. On deck tonight, we have Chuck, the Iceman, Edel, and Dan Saley, Mike Palm. Stay tuned. VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.